1, 2, 3, 4. Mike and Jon got it going on. Mike and Jon got it going on. Mike and Jon got it going on. Mike and Jon got it going on.
It's time to begin this here show.
Yeah, it is.
Do we want to switch over to our other Facebook page?
No, let's stay on this one.
You sure you want to stay on?
Yeah. Well, we've got election results we have to provide.
We do?
Yeah.
Are
Plus, it's a big day. It's been a big day around here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we got monkeypox.
No, we don't.
I
don't have monkeypox.
Well, no, we. Let me clarify. Let me clarify. We don't have monkeypox. I mean, not that I know of. I haven't been tested or anything. I don't know.
Maybe you should get tested, you wacko.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. And then we got people dumping, chemicals in the Huron River.
No, we don't.
Yeah, and by the way, the same chemical that hexavalent chromium, I believe that's the same chemical that Aaron Brockovich was fighting against.
Oh,
so we're going to try and get Julia Roberts on the podcast.
We're going to try.
Because that's newsworthy.
All right.
We figure that'll tie in. And then, of course, election results. With some surprises, and some not so surprises.
Are they true election results?
Well, they're unofficial.
Okay.
They're unofficial election
so
results.
So there could be a multi-thousand miscount.
But depending on who you are and how you turned out in the election, you may say those are fake results. They're fake if I didn't win.
Well, if you want those results, you can go to our new Facebook page that we did not create.
Right. This one here.
Oh, you don't want to.
Yeah. Oh, no. Well, yeah. See, it's right here.
Right there.
Yeah.
And they used our likenesses.
They did.
And I don't know if we can permit that.
I don't know. We may have to get lawyers on this.
Do we have lawyers?
No, we don't.
We should get them.
But nonetheless, the individuals who created this fine page that has 10 members.
You know who you are, Marty.
Which I'm pissed. I'm pissed about this because I'll tell you why. At 10 members, they pretty much doubled up our podcast audience, and that pisses me off.
No, they don't have 10. They have 9. Well, they have one that created 9 followers.
Okay, right.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So
not a cult. Anyway,
so
this is not an official page.
No, it's not.
That's not the official page.
It's not our page.
No, it's not our page.
Some other nut
Well,
job.
it's the official a-hole page of the a-holes that created this.
And they can't really spell real well.
Oh, no. The spelling is a big problem for these people.
And they vote, too.
Well, not enough of them.
It's time to get things underway.
Yeah, it is.
A look at local news. Brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
Here's what's going on. It was a light turnout Tuesday by Livingston County voters. About 32% turned out to the polls, deciding several contested primary races and millage requests. The biggest race on the ballot for the GOP nomination to the 22nd State Senate District, in which incumbent Senator Lana Tice appears to have easily beaten back a challenge by ultra-right-wing candidate Mike Detmer, winning with more than 59% of the vote. Tice will now face Brighton District Library Board Vice President Jordan Genso in November. He ran uncontested in the Democratic primary. Another contested primary race was in the newly drawn 48th State House District, where Jason Wolford of Howell beat out Hamburg Township Treasurer Jason Negri for the GOP nomination, 53 to 47%. Wolford will face Ann Arbor Democrat Jennifer Conlon, who also ran uncontested in her primary. At the county commission level, 6 of the 9 GOP contests were contested. None of the Democratic contests were, though. Some surprises, though, in the GOP results. The race for 5th District garnered the most attention. Incumbent Commissioner Jay Drick was being challenged by former Howell Mayor Nick Proctor, but Drick handily won his renomination, beating Proctor 57 to 43%. Other contested commission races include the 2nd District, where incumbent Carol Sue Reeder lost her seat on the board to a challenge from former Commissioner Dave Domas, 58 to 42%. There was a surprise result also in the 3rd District race, in which Livingston County Republican Party Chair Megan Reckling was competing against Iosco Township Clerk Dan Delmerico and Frank Sample. Reckling, who out-fundraised her opponents, was expected to win that race, but narrowly lost to Sample. The final unofficial results had Sample with 1,701 votes. Reckling picked up 1,672, a mere 19-vote difference. In the 6th District, Livingston County Republican Party Treasurer Dan Schiffko was trounced by Roger Deaton for the nomination, 68-32%. In the 8th District, former Brighton School Board member Nick Fiani was the clear winner with more than 49% of the vote. Jim Mortensen polled just over 30%, and Tabitha Dolan got 20%. And in the 9th District, current commissioners Brenda Plank and Jay Gross faced off. Gross won that 68-32%. There are also various road millages on the ballot in Cohocton, Howell, and Osceola Townships, all of which were passed by voters. Also passed an operating millage renewal for Fowlerville Community Schools, library millages in Hamburg and Heartland, and millage proposals for the Howell Area Fire Authority and Putnam Township, as well as a bond proposal for the construction of a new fire headquarters building and purchase of a new aerial ladder truck in Green Oak Township. All the results are unofficial until they're certified by the Board of Canvassers. You can see the unofficial results through a link on our website. A hazardous chemical release has state environmental officials warning area residents to avoid contact with the Huron River. The Michigan Departments of Health and Human Services and Environment, Great Lakes and Energy and local officials say a release of hexavalent chromium from Tri-Bar Manufacturing in Wixom made its way into the Wixom Sewage Treatment Facility, which discharges to the Huron River. Hexavalent chromium is a known carcinogen that can cause a number of adverse health effects through ingestion, skin contact, or inhalation. The health department is recommending, until further notice, all people and pets avoid contact with the Huron River between North Wixom Road in Oakland County and Kensington Road in Livingston County. Sampling efforts are underway. It's anticipated that results will be received in the coming days. Meanwhile, the Livingston County Health Department's identified the first probable monkeypox case in a local resident. According to a press release, the probable case is currently isolating and does not pose a risk to the public. The individual recently traveled out of state before developing symptoms. Case investigators are working to identify and monitor any close contacts for symptoms. No additional cases have been identified at this point. To protect patient privacy, no further case details are being provided. Officials say despite the identification, the risk to the general public remains low. And that's what's going on.
And news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. Don't forget their big estate jewelry sale is going on Thursday. That's tomorrow, August 4th, from 10 to 7. Some rare, unique, one-of-a-kind pieces, including jewelry from celebrity estates, including Lana Turner, Sammy Davis Jr., Amy Winehouse, Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, Prince, Elvis, even Zsa Zsa Gabor and Buster Keaton.
What about Keith Jackson? Oh, no.
I don't see Keith on
just saying.
Hello again, everybody. Joan Collins, too. So a lot of interesting stuff. Check it out, the estate sale, the estate jewelry sale, going on Thursday, August 4th from 10 to 7.
Right.
At Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
All right, sounds very cool. Some cool things to pick up.
Yes.
Little baubles.
We will announce the winner in our trivia contest in just a little bit. 90% of us throw these away without even using them. Did you come up with the correct answer?
I did not.
Two people did.
I did right now when I steal it and look at it.
Oh, I'm over here on the Mike and John Got Lives going on page. That trivia question is
no
not
wonder.
there.
Yeah.
So I got to go back to
Oh, you didn't write it on here.
Yeah, I did. It's right up here.
Where? No.
Right there. Trivia answer. See? It says trivia answer.
Oh!
That's where the answer to the trivia
I have
is.
to read.
Yes,
It's the old reading trick. I see reading.
Writing,
you hit it right in front of me.
I did.
Yeah, 90% of us, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
90% of us.
That seems low.
What?
So
I don't know if mostly men were in
that's
that
what I'm
survey
saying.
or not. It
What the
didn't
breakdown
say.
is there.
And I'm not sure if the numbers were right. Our judges.
Well, those are
checking
unofficial
out
with
those.
the Board of Trivia
90%.
Canvassers has to certify those results.
And you know how those
well,
boards
we'll
are.
get
Sure.
that going. Yeah.
All right.
Hey, so very cool thing going on in Hamburg Township. There's an organization there called Residents Working Against the Huron River Flooding. Of course, flooding has been a big problem down there for decades, literally. Amber Bismack is someone who's been very involved with that organization. And recently, Hamburg Township and Green Oak Township submitted a proposal for a flood study, and they were approved for that, and that work got underway. So we're going to give Amber a call right now and find out more about this. Very cool.
I've never studied floods. Have you?
Flood pans.
Flood pans.
Hello.
Hi, Amber. It's Mike and John from Mike and John Got It Going On. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
All right. We were just talking about your proposal and the study.
Yeah. So tell us about this. It's a $150,000 grant or funding that was provided by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for this flood inundation study. How did this study come about, and what exactly do you hope it will accomplish?
Great questions. So this study is an extension of a previous flood inundation study that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the USGS conducted back between around 2015 to 2019. So that study, what they did is they were looking at non-structural mitigation efforts, and particularly around elevation and water flow on Ore Lake and downstream on the Huron River.
So when you say non-structural mitigation efforts, what does that mean precisely?
So that's looking at least from my understanding. Now, I certainly am no expert.
Well, Amber, if you don't understand it, we have no hope.
No way.
So,
I mean, are we talking just making hills to, kind of enclosing things?
So
or?
what they were talking about then, it was not as much about that. It was more about like, what does it mean for homeowners?
Right.
So that study was really emphasizing different ways that homeowners, like methods and techniques that they can take to actually protect their home against flooding. So the primary suggestion that came out of that, the primary two suggestions were to elevate your home above the floodplain or above the 100-year flood level.
right.
And the other suggestion, actually what's called a acquisition and demolition. So it's a buyout, basically. So that would be a collaboration between the township and the homeowner with funding from FEMA and the township, where they would actually buy a property, demolish all of the structures, and the property would be required to stay in as a green space forever. So those were the primary suggestions. So they're more like home-based suggestions, and in that study, and that came out, the final report of that came out in 2019, December of 2019.
Right.
Do you know how many residents we're talking about when it comes to something like that?
How many residents?
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about a buyout and knocking down their former home.
So all of those types of things depend on who wants to participate. So that study evaluated 225 homes all around Ore Lake.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean every single one of those homes needs that kind of mitigation effort, or that every single one of those homeowners wants to pursue that. Those are just the recommendations, because any of these studies are just recommendations.
And it sounds like that previous study that you're talking about, that's more about how to deal with the effects of flooding. Now, this study that is just been approved and just got underway, is this more looking at how to prevent the flooding?
Yes. So that one was more kind of, in my opinion, more of like a reactive kind of response to flooding. Certainly measures you want to take before there's flooding, but still more reactive. Yes, this one is actually more of a proactive method, and it's in a different location. So that one was Ore Lake and downstream on the Huron River. This one is upstream of Ore Lake. So Ore Lake actually has two tributaries that flow into it, the South Ore Creek and Dobrova Creek. Dobrova Creek is smaller. It flows behind Branch Drive and up kind of toward the Huron Meadows Metro Park. But South Ore Creek actually has a fairly large watershed. It's 36 square miles, and it extends all the way up to M59. So all of the water that falls in anywhere, any rain that falls into M59, literally flows out directly into Ore Lake.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I think most people wouldn't make that connection in their mind. Geographically, they wouldn't make that connection.
Right. Yeah, most people, when I say that too, they're actually quite surprised.
Right.
And it does kind of give perspective as to why there's often so much flooding, because we are literally the outflow for all of everyone else's water.
Right. Yes. You're welcome.
So, for it seems like when you're looking at this big of a study, $150,000 is not that much. As far as it seems like it would cost a lot more.
Or is it? I mean, $150,000, and this is all going to be covered by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Yep.
To cover this. I mean, do you think that that's an adequate amount?
I mean, I think I'm excited to have any amount at this point. But I think it's a reasonable amount. I mean, certainly we could always all hope for more. This study is a modeling study. So any flood inundation is just really taking in various data points, survey data points. They're using data that we've already gathered and are continuing to gather, which I can talk about. And then basically putting it all together to develop models to see where exactly there's more flooding or less flooding in this particular region that they're looking at, primarily about half the section of South Ore Creek and then all of Dobrova Creek. And then also what they're going to do when we think about like outputs or outcomes from this study, they're going to be identifying different potential mitigation efforts that can happen somewhere along South Lower Creek or Dubrova Creek, or even potentially at the output of Little Oar Lake into the Huron River. So, for example, potential outcomes, and that's some of the things that we talked about on Monday that we're considering that may potentially come out as a response to this innovation study, is potential wetland restoration in the Brighton Recreation Area, which is where South Lower Creek flows through, or also in Dubrova Creek. That would serve as better water retention. Another possibility is like retention ponds or like kind of drainage basin areas in those spaces. Those are Brighton Rec is state land, Dubrova Creek is county land. So that gives us some leeway potentially to pursue things. And so they're modeling. Another possibility that came out more at the outlet from Little Oar Lake into the Huron River is actually to create these are called penstock dams, I believe they're called. And what they do is they actually, basically they're kind of like tunnels in a sense around the culvert there that allow for more water flow when the water's high. Penstock drains, they're called. So it's like extra higher level areas that will allow more water to flow through. So you're kind of doing both. You're doing more water flow downstream, and then also some more retention upstream. So kind of multiple efforts.
So altogether, these efforts, if you combine them all together, would have an effect downstream. Hopefully, that would be the.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
That's what their modeling's going to tell. Like, none of this is actually doing any of those things. What this is going to do is actually, once they put together the model of the water flow and the flooding, they can then start to look at, okay, if we did this, how much would this help? If we did this, how much would this help? And that will all come out
And then,
in the reports that they'll put together.
When you talk about the outcomes, are you talking about the redirection of the higher water levels?
No, I wouldn't ever say redirection. Redirection typically to someone means like we're going to reform South Lower Creek and send the water somewhere else. We don't want to do that, but we're talking about, for example, like an area where when the water's high, some of that water can flow into that, say, retention pond and kind of stay there and be absorbed there versus flowing to us.
Yeah, I want to ask you, so do you think over the years, I mean, is this sort of trying to counter the effects of development over the years that have occurred where wetlands have been absorbed and some of these more natural water retention things have been eliminated or minimized through the years, and that's why you have this extensive flooding downriver now, and so this is maybe trying to restore some of that more natural balance?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, yes. It's certainly, regardless, it's in response to all of the flooding that keeps happening, right? I would also add, when it comes to the development side, that this is not the only project that we do. So we have a number of projects through our organization, and one of them is actually working with Innovation Academy in Howell, through the Howell schools, and there's students there who actually are looking at using GIS. They're actually looking at development changes in the Brighton area to see, specifically wetlands, to see what that actually means for further flooding. So
yeah, we talked with we talked with one of the
that.
teachers there, and
Yes,
who they put the robotic units into the water to sort of map out what was underneath there and the flow.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're
so
doing that too.
yeah. So, very cool. So this $150,000, this project, it got underway Monday, correct?
Correct. Yep. Monday was the kickoff event for it.
And so how will that proceed?
Yeah, what's the duration?
Of the project?
Yeah.
I mean, if that's anyone's guess. I mean, the hope and the plan right now is that they're going to start work on this, start actually collecting survey data in September, October of this year, and then ideally they'll be able to do the modeling over the winter, and so we're looking to hopefully have a report, fingers crossed, within a year, 2 years.
Okay, so it's a longer-term project, and again, as you pointed out, this is really just the preliminary. It's not going to actually do any of these things, but it's going to determine if these things would have an effect and how they would be useful, so that you can then from that you can develop a plan to move forward.
Right. But the nice thing about this, well, there's lots of good things about it, but one of the great things about it is that by having a government-funded flood inundation study, the actual modeling itself to identify specifically what different methods are better than others in different places, we can actually take this and then actually use it to apply for large grants to actually do that work. So this really is setting us up to be able to get the grant funding down the road to actually do this. So,
right. That was kind of my next question was, those next big steps, but this is a big part of getting that done.
Yeah, this is like step one. And then, when you look at the overall time frame of something like this, once the study is done and then you say, okay, we've got this plan we put together due to the study, how long do you think it'd be? Let's just say there's building of dams or whatever the case may be. When do you look at an outcome from this? Are we talking 5-7 years down the road, something like that?
I would say, say for example, we get the study results in 2 years. At that point, we'd take about a year to pull together the grant application. Michigan, the great thing about Michigan is there's actually a lot of money. There's millions of dollars through state money out there for grants specifically to be able to do work like this. So there is funding, which is great. So say we take another year to actually pull together the grant, you hear back, and then so you're looking at probably the actual work, assuming it were to get funded starting in probably, I would say, about 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
Well, I mean,
but you got to, if you get the plan right, then you're good to go.
I mean, and Amber, you're one of these affected residents. You live along the river or creek.
I live on
or lake, right? So, I mean, with every year there is flooding that comes through here. So, how has this affected your life? I heard you chuckle there. Just as a homeowner in this area that has to deal with this flooding on a season in, season out basis, how is that? How have you dealt with that as a family?
That's up and down, I would say. I would say on a kind of consistent basis, it's always a stressor. So it's always something in the back of your mind. And I would say it's actually to a point now. I have 2 young kids that when we start getting a lot of rain, my kids ask me if we're going to be able to stay living at home or if we're going to have to leave.
Right.
So it definitely has impacted us immensely as a family. We've had to leave our house twice now since we moved in the past 7 years because we couldn't use our house because the drains were all shut off because of all the flooding. We've had to get to our house in rain boots. We've had to wear waders. Last fall, after the very high August flood that we had, the water was so high for the next really 2.5 to 3 months that every time I drove to work, I would wear my rain boots to get to my car.
Wow.
Put my rain boots, take them off at work, and then put them back on when I got home.
So has it actually affected your house where you had flooding inside the house, or is it mostly just the yard and surrounding area?
For us, it's the yard and surrounding area because our home is elevated. But there are folks who have had water in their homes and have had to deal with the immense consequences of that with the damage and such. Yeah, especially from the August flood. That one last August. That was the 4th highest flood in history. But as a caveat to that, it was I believe it was 0.008 feet below the 2004 flood, which was I think the 2nd or 3rd highest.
Right.
So
I think the highest was back in 1968. I think that was the the very highest one.
Yeah,
which
that's correct.
Let's keep it 1968.
Right.
Yeah. And Amber, we should also point out, obviously very knowledgeable, and that's not a coincidence. You're an assistant professor of science education at Oakland University, and so bringing that expertise to bear with the group residents working against Huron River flooding, and you're also a candidate for county commission. Congratulations on your big primary win last night, where you ran uncontested. So hopefully, if you didn't win, that'd be a problem.
It really would.
Yeah. But so obviously very involved in the community down there, and very knowledgeable. And thank you for lending that expertise to us so we can better understand this issue. But very cool. This $150,000 grant. Is it a grant? Is that the right phrase for it?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. It's in-kind funding through
Okay.
the U.S. Army Corps.
Right.
So to give you perspective, the previous flood inundation study that they did, where the report came out in 2019, that one actually was not in-kind funding. So that one, Hamburg Township, wonderfully foot the bill for $40,000. Green Oak foot the bill for $40,000, and Livingston County foot the bill for $20,000. So that one actually was funded by local government here. This one, in comparison, is in-kind funding entirely through the U.S. Army.
Right. Okay. Well, wherever you can find the funding, it's important just to get the work done. So very good.
Right.
All right. Well, we hope to hear more about this, as it progresses, and hopefully, get a positive outcome out of this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Amber, thanks for sharing the information and the time this morning. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for considering us.
All right.
Yeah, of
And
course.
Stay dry.
Yeah.
All right, Amber Bismack, thanks again. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Have
Bye-bye.
a great day. All right, it's as far as trivia goes, we'll get to the some of the answers and the right answer
Right,
in
well,
just a few minutes.
Always the right answer is the one we want.
Well, some of the answers are fun.
Well,
and
that's true.
Some of us may be able to relate to. But first, we want to thank Firehouse Doors.
Yes, they're the OG sponsor.
Yes, they are.
They were the first ones. I don't know why, but they did.
They may be asking themselves the same question. They've been serving Livingston County residents for 24 years. Family-owned business, striving to treat each customer like family.
I'm a customer, and they do treat me like family, and I always appreciate great service that you get out of Firehouse Doors. Veteran-owned, Mike, a proud U.S. Air Force veteran, and they're your one-stop shop for residential, commercial, and rolling steel overhead door needs. And for the past 21 years, they've been Livingston County's only authorized distributor of CHI overhead doors. Call Firehouse Doors today, 810-599-7480. All right, what are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at some of the answers.
Okay.
All
Trivia.
right. Tuesday night trivia for a chance to win a $50 gift certificate from Murphy's Family Auto. The question: studies found 90% of us throw these away without using them.
Right.
Some
I'm definitely in that crowd.
Napkins from a fast food joint. Sometimes you take that stack.
Well, sometimes they give you one, or they give you 50.
Right. That's what the glove compartment is for.
Right.
Just in case. Maybe
But then
sneeze.
you can always just go, you can probably tell how healthy someone eats by looking in their glove compartment, and you see just a variety of fast food napkins.
I see Taco Bell's your favorite.
I see now.
But when you find the sauces in the glove box, that's another thing. And what are you doing in the glove box anyway? So no, it wasn't napkins. This is the one I was laughing at. The free dental floss from the dentist. You know when you get your goodie bag and they give you that mini dental floss, which is good for maybe one or two.
That right.
So because let's face it, most people
you maybe throw it in your travel case or whatever.
Sure. But then you still
how much do you need?
Condiment packets was another popular guess.
Right.
Twist ties from garbage bags.
Yeah. What is this? 1970?
Because you always have like 7 or.
But who
70%
has?
of them
You
left.
buy the bags that have the ties
The
in
pull
them.
ties.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's it's the 21st century. Get with it.
Return address labels from charities.
Yeah.
You know those ones.
And where are they all?
Why
They're in
haven't
your
you
junk
donated?
drawer. They're in your junk drawer. You get them, and you can't just throw them away. You're like, well, I throw them in there. You got 800 of these things. Right. And the thing is sometimes the rare occasion where you do need one, and you go, oh yeah, I've got these, and you look at them, you're like, it's like little kitty
Sad
cats
dog.
or flowers. And you're like, well, I don't want to send that flower one.
The dry packets inside pill bottles. Like supplements.
Well, yeah, you get rid of those.
It's those little. Well, do you use them?
Well, they're supposed. I think
You're supposed to keep things dry and keep them moist.
I think it's like it sits on the shelf and it's being shipped. But I think once it gets to your place, let me put it this way: the minute it comes out of the bottle, it's
That's
in
when
the
you
garbage.
get rid of it. You don't
I'm
put it back in.
not putting it back in. Yeah.
Okay. Phone books, said our good buddy Scott. Great answer.
When was the last time I saw a phone book?
It's like, oh, it's by my mailbox?
Right.
Here, I'll put it in the recycling
back.
bin.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Coupons, that's a great great
They're all,
answer.
do them online now.
To-go silverware, that's another thing that can kind of stack up. You think, oh, I might need that. It has
Well,
a napkin and a spork.
Right. And so here's the thing. So about to-go silverware, if you do even get it, now it's like so cheap it like bends, and you try to bite, even if you're trying to cut something into like the fork bends. And,
I think I got a piece of fork in my sandwich. Let's see. Bags of salad. I have, honest to God, I've bought a bag of salad.
Sure.
Okay, all good intentions.
Absolutely.
Look, I've got a week to use this.
Yeah. And then
10 days later,
3 weeks later,
it's a little brown.
what is this bag of liquid? What's this bag of green liquid doing here?
How about old menus? You know, you get a to-go menu from a place, and we'll use that one. You know, in case you call.
I thought you said old men use.
No.
I don't.
No, menus.
I throw away old men all the time. No.
Vegetables, another popular guess. I voted stickers. Do you really use that?
We talked about this before.
Get the stickers.
Where it seemed like 20 some years ago that was kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
You seem sitting at the table as you. Okay, bragger.
Yeah.
No, it's your fault.
It's not as.
Okay.
It's not as. Something to brag about maybe as it used to be. So, you just keep it to yourself.
Finally, our winner. 90% of us throw away instructions.
Who needs those?
Without ever using them.
No, you don't need those.
No, they're in the box.
Yeah, let's get that out of here. I can figure this out.
Yeah.
And then here's a follow-up question.
Later.
How many then go back to the garbage to get out the directions? Dang it.
10%.
And it's not for, here's where I do this all the time. It's not for like a table or a device. It's for cooking. Like you get something out of a package, you go, let's microwave it. And then you're like, oh wait, am I supposed to stir it after 3 minutes? So you didn't dig it out of the garbage. Where does it say? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to lift the flap. Oh yeah.
No wonder this tastes like crap.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So interesting answer.
Congratulations to Dawn Summers.
Right.
Our winner this morning gets that $50 gift certificate from Murphy's Family Auto.
Yeah, she does.
Your car knows. And if you're looking for a job, Murphy's Family Auto is hiring.
Yeah.
They're looking for office help, porter service, advisor type.
There's several people looking for a job this morning.
Yeah, there are. They used to work for campaigns. Pay is based on skill level and experience. Well, they're not hired. Call Murphy's today, 517-552-3040 for details. You can stop in and apply in person too. They're open on Saturdays from 8 to 1. So congratulations once again, Dawn Johnson Summers, our winner this morning. Don Joshua Summers. So maybe it's a husband and wife combo deal. He throws away the instructions.
Right.
She yells at him. By the way, she voted. Just so you know. All right. This I thought. Remember Putty from Seinfeld?
Well, yeah.
Good old Putty.
Who's that actor?
Warburton.
Yeah.
Patrick
Warburton, right.
So, Days Inn hotel chain has hired an actor and voice-over artist, Patrick Warburton.
Right.
Of course, didn't he do that? It was a bug that he did the voice of. What was the character? Do you remember? Anyway, they have hired him to be the voice of Talking Pillows. They are now having a Putty pillow in their hotel room.
In the room?
Yes. And it's a talking pillow with Patrick Warburton's voice.
Why is this seen as a... Okay.
It's called the Hello Sunshine Pillow. It's bright yellow pillowcase. And the guests you have a button in the right-hand corner where you can press it and get little sayings in the voice of Putty. Like, whoa, those are some awesome PJs. What was the bug that he did? I can't remember off the top of my head. It says, I love having a pillow talk with you. Wake up, wake up. Wake up, my favorite Days Inn guest. Just a few of the sayings.
I mean, the guy's done so many voices, but he's
the blue thing.
Yeah.
It looks like the Noid from
the blue tick.
The tick, that's what it was. So Patrick Warburton, the Putty pillow.
Yes.
Now at Days Inn.
I don't want anyone. Shut up, pillow. Shut up. I'm trying to go to sleep. Shut up. Who wants a talking pillow? Why do they think this is a good idea?
Says,
This is
I told you your hair smells fabulous
This is a
today?
stupid idea. Stupid. No one wants this. Nobody
wants a talking pillow?
No.
We'll see.
Here's I want my pillow. I want my pillow to shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. I'm going to bed.
I just thought I'd let you know the Putty pillow's out.
I got enough voices talking in my head when I close my eyes. I don't need Patrick Warburton in there too.
All right. Before we move on to the 2-cent history lesson, I want to go back to the fake Mike and Jon page.
Okay.
The Mike and Jon Got Lives Going On.
Right.
Page, just created on the 31st of...
brand new.
the 31st July.
Apparently, we're a threat.
I don't know really what the intention was, but it's basically to slay us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so slayed.
Especially you.
Yeah.
Because you're a sicko.
I am
That's
a
what it
sicko.
says. You're a liar and a sicko.
Hey, who told?
This is what all this says.
Who told?
I want to know why I'm being associated with you. So, for all your fake news. So,
Right, well.
So this is a fake page.
It's a fake page. I mean, they're
Giving
yes.
us-
With all
So
the-
somebody apparently
with all
feels
9
we're-
members.
Somebody apparently feels we're some type of threat to
Well,
the society.
This somebody, we know who this somebody is. So, whatever.
So don't confuse it with Mike and John got it going on.
No.
The lies thing,
Right.
And I don't know. We may have to talk to our lawyers about the use of our logo and the defamation.
Oh,
of
God, yeah. Get the lawyers on the phone. You know what? Call them right now.
Well, I don't have them on retainer.
Oh, right. Okay. Well,
We'll look for funding.
do you think Patrick Warburton is available?
He's voicing pillows now.
You know what? Since he was on Seinfeld, if we're going to do that, I'd rather have the Seinfeld attorney. Oh, who was that guy? What was it? Jackie Childs.
Yeah,
Jackie Childs. That needs to be our attorney. It's outrageous. It's stupendous, and it's outrageous. Whatever he said.
All right. So, anything else going on? What do we got
Isn't that
coming up
enough?
tomorrow?
I don't know.
You don't
Well, the less you know. With
well, yeah. The less
Rich
you know.
Perlberg, we will run down some of the election results, but
We gotta talk politics. That's all lies. It's all fake results anyway.
well, yeah, of course it is.
You know what show you-
unless you won.
Well,
This is what I
unless you
love.
won.
I love the election deniers when they win. They go, "Oh, these results are perfect." When they lose, this is blah.
This is BS.
Da.
Who counted those votes? Oh yeah, it's right. I won.
Oh, I
Okay.
did win. Oh, then it's perfect.
That's good.
Okay.
Gosh, the other sitcom I was thinking of, Patrick Warburton, the one with David Spade. Do you remember that one?
The movie?
No.
Oh.
It was a sitcom.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I can't remember the name of it. So now I'm looking it up. Stall for me.
Okay. Well, we're on a Patrick Warburton deep dive here. Okay,
Deep dive,
sure.
Yeah.
Well, I was deep diving yesterday for
Yeah, we know.
what's her face? What's that chick?
Haley from.
Oh yeah, Haley from Modern Family.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was cute though.
All right.
Let me go back.
Let's go to the 2 cent.
Oh, right. 2 cent history lesson.
2 cent history lesson for today, August 3rd. Let's see, 1492.
Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Set sail
Oh, he
from
did.
Spain. It was a voyage that would take him to present day America.
Yeah. Well,
Look over there.
probably Puerto Rico or the Dominican. What's now the Dominican Republic.
1949. The National Basketball Association was formed. Been around since 1949. 1981, U.S. air traffic controllers went on strike. Remember that? You couldn't fly anywhere.
Well, and then the strike got broken by Ronald Reagan.
He said,
Yeah.
if you don't go back to work, you're fired.
Right.
Well, I don't know if he said it that way.
Pretty much did.
But it was
kind of.
pretty
He
close,
pretty much did, yeah.
wasn't it?
And then it broke the union. It was kind of the beginning of the
We better get back to work.
anti-union
President's gonna
phase,
fire
and
us.
now it's the union's coming back around.
Rules of Engagement was the name of that series I was thinking.
Oh,
With,
okay.
Megan
Yeah.
Price and
Oh, that's who you were really thinking of.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was a pretty good show though. Rules of Engagement. I might have to see if that's available on Hulu or something. Of Engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, 1 minute we're talking about breaking unions, and the next thing I'm looking at rules of
Rules of
engagement.
Engagement. Tears for Fears in 1985 started a 3-week run at number 1. I don't know if they were running, but they were there for 3 weeks with Shout, their second U.S. number 1.
Let it all out.
Yes. Shout.
Okay, stop.
1987, the Iran-Contra congressional hearings ended. They were done. With none of the 29 witnesses tying President Ronald Reagan directly to the diversion of arms sales profits to Nicaraguan rebels.
Right.
Nicaraguan.
But Fawn Hall, if you remember her.
I don't remember.
You don't remember Fawn Hall?
I do remember Fawn.
She was Oliver North's secretary.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Are you okay over there? Rules of engagement.
And
It's just like the
I'm watching it
fun
on day. She's talking about taking records out under her blouse. I'm like, well,
Wow.
we need some further investigation into this.
In 1996, when a young John King and Mike Marino were doing radio in a small town of Monroe, Michigan, we played the Macarena.
Yes, we did. We're sorry.
It spent 14 weeks at number 1 starting today in 1996. So,
Yeah.
3.5 months. I could never do the Macarena.
No, I never.
I had to play the weddings all the time.
Oh my God.
And
I remember reading
I
about
don't
that
even
song.
half the words.
It was like,
Whoa.
it's fun. Hall.
I know. 1986 Fun Hall. Oh, maybe that was 97. 87.
So,
You know, we gotta take away your browsing rights.
Squirrel.
2007, Queen guitarist Brian May
Yes.
was handed his astronomy PhD thesis 36 years after he set it aside. He abandoned this in order to join a band.
Whatever.
I'm not doing this thesis. I'm going to join this band called Queen. Maybe we'll be good.
And his professor like, you're loser. That'll never work out.
May carried out observational work in the Canary Islands, where he studied the formation of zodiacal dust clouds.
Dr. May.
Dr. May.
Dr. May.
May I?
May I, Doctor?
Dr. May.
Nurse Von Hall.
That's your 2-cent history lesson for today.
Sorry.
All right.
Well, we've hit a brick wall here, apparently.
Well, I can't come up with any more lies to start.
Yeah, I don't know what. Are we... Hold on. Let me... I know I got some lies here somewhere.
No, that's not.
You know, if we
You
can't
know
come
what?
prepared...
Wait a minute.
If we can't come prepared to
Hold
lie...
on.
What?
Let's go back to the Mike and John Got Lies Going On page and see if they have a Facebook page to sell our gear
Yeah.
or fake gear.
Oh, man.
John King's a political hack.
You know... is that what it says?
That's what it says in their page. You're a hack.
Is a washed... No, I'm a washed up political hack.
Oh, yeah, washed up.
I'm a fired talk show host. Which I was not. Okay, whatever.
He is a fake news smear merchant and political hack.
Okay.
Anyone can find this group.
Yeah, they can.
According to their page.
Yeah, just like a
So-
garbage dump. Anyone can find it. All right.
I'm going to join the group. Do you mind? Here's the thing. They
Yeah.
put me in there, but there's nothing about it.
Oh, I see. So you're just gonna leave it like, oh, I don't know who this guy is.
I didn't get mentioned except in the name.
So you're jealous.
Well,
Is that what it is? You're alternately like, hey, why am I included? And then you're like, hey, how come they didn't mention me?
Well, they put me on there, but they don't have any slandering stuff.
So
against
you're
me.
upset that you're not getting equal slandering.
Well, I'm looking.
Hey, King's getting all the slandering.
Yeah.
I want some slandering too.
I don't think they use the right font.
Oh,
It's kind of off.
Oh, well, yeah, because they had to
I see.
cut and paste.
Yeah,
That's very.
you can see the cut and paste.
That's
on
great.
it,
They're
but whatever.
just geniuses.
Thanks, Marty.
Yeah.
Marty, who doesn't know how to spell.
No, none of them do.
So,
None of them.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's the end of the show for today. We'll be back tomorrow.
We'll have new lies for tomorrow. We
work.
gotta get to work. We've got to generate all new lies and smears.
Okay. Got it.
Because that's what we do.
I got to double check your election results just to make sure you're not smearing that crap all over the place.
Someone's got to.
They don't have a theme song for their page. They'll probably have this, and then they'll go, lies.
You've been giggling with Mike and John. Tune in next time.
Can't even say giggle.
Giggle on.
Google. Google. Google.
Yeah.
Google.
Go.
Doesn't even flow.
No, it doesn't. All right.
Post show.
We are in the post show now.
Do you think I should be upset about this?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't
You
know.
seem to be.
I'm
You seem to be a little bit perturbed.
Well, I am a little.
That you're mentioned in the title, but then you're not fully slandered in the body of the fake page.
it's really not. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this.
Yeah. Well, to be perfectly honest with you,
Well, nothing's perfect,
Well, that's true.
so don't use that.
I won't be. To be imperfectly honest with you,
There you go.
the people.
You just gotta wonder. Do you have nothing?
I
else
had
to
a different
do?
word, but I'll just go with people. The people, person.
Everybody has a right to their opinion.
Oh, of course they do. Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
But these are the fake news crowd
Yeah.
who can never point to anything and say, "Oh, that is an incorrect fact. Here's the proof to show that what you said is incorrect." No, they yell fake news and they say this when it's basically, "I don't want to hear what you're saying. I don't like what you're saying. I don't like what you're reporting." And unfortunately, news today has become more about trying to either appease one segment over another or making it so bland that no one gets upset, as opposed to just reporting what happened. So when these folks get all upset because you report what happened,
Well, there may be some other heads rolling in the local news industry. When you see stories that are not happy news,
yeah, because
like monkeypox,
that's what I'm saying.
being reported by a local news outlet outside.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
News is news.
Whatever you
or
report.
not.
So if you report that, hey, they've detected a case of monkeypox, and report that story,
Well,
then
no.
people jump all over and they're like, "Oh, you're hyping it." I'm like, "How am I hyping it? I'm merely reporting what the health department has said." I'm sorry. Are we in the business of not reporting things? Yes. Could you just not report that? Okay, we'll be all over that.
Well, you just wonder if somebody's
If
going to
you could send me a
their
list of
job
things,
after that.
send me a list of things that we're not supposed to report.
Well, that-
Hi, this is not news.
These
Hi,
are the things you won't hear
I'm
about.
John King. This is not news. And then 90 seconds of silence. Oh, back to you. So,
Roundabouts.
yeah. Just or like you said,
Road
happy
work.
news. Flowers. Just sit there. Puppies. Puppies. Okay.
All right. I think that's enough.
I think that's plenty.